up, BuzzNet? In reference to the podcast, Here to Please You.
On Murder Monday.
Yes. It is Murder Monday. Alright, we're going to talk about Mumia Abu-Jamal. And my sources were Wiki, prisonradio.org, and Philly.com. So, who was Mumia Abu-Jamal?
Spoiler alert.
What?
You said, who was he?
Oh, he's still alive.
Oh.
So.
Allegedly.
Okay, so Mumia was born Wesley Cook on April 24th, 1954, in Philadelphia, PA.
What?
I can hear your pop socket. Oh, well then I can hear Brody. Brody.
My phone's all the way over here.
Hey. All right. So he was in a class on Swahili. Sure. When a Kenyan teacher gave the class African or Arabic names to use in class. The teacher gave Wesley the name Mumia. According to Mumia, this means prince. At the age of 14, in 1968, Mumia became involved with the Black Panther Party and was a member until October 1970. After becoming involved, saying he became involved because of... Okay. Can't type. Saying he became involved because he was beat by white racists at a political rally for a racist candidate. And no, that was not Donald Trump. I know, that's surprising. Okay, so after becoming involved, he was appointed as Lieutenant of Information, responsible for writing info and new communications information. I abbreviated info because I didn't feel like typing it, and I was like, I'll remember to say information. I did not. He dropped out of high school in 1968. Just been doing a bunch of dropouts.
I know.
It is. Okay, so after leaving the party, he completed his high school education. Okay, so then he left the Black Panthers Party. So, after he did that, he completed his high school education, and then he studied briefly at Goddard College in Vermont, but returned back to Philadelphia.
Why would you want to do that?
I don't know. Been there. What? Well, I've been there a couple times now for work. You've gone with me. It's bad. I have a new neighbor who's smoking weed, apparently. So if you're listening, stop.
We can smell it.
Yeah, allegedly. Okay, so after the birth of his first son, Jamal, on July 18th, 1971, Mumia adopted the surname Abu-Jamal, which means father of Jamal in Arabic. He married Jamal's mother in 1973. They had a daughter and then divorced. He then had another son with his second wife, but they too were divorced. He is now married to his third wife and has been since 1981. And I believe I read that he has 8 children now.
8.
So, now on to the murder allegedly committed by Mumia. On December 9th, 1981, at 3:55 in the morning, Philadelphia police officer... I love my typos. Police office. Daniel Faulkner conducted a traffic stop on a vehicle driven by William Cook, who is Mumia's younger brother. Faulkner and Cook... literally almost said cock. Well, that weed's getting to me. That I didn't even smoke. Alright. Okay, so Faulkner and Cook became involved in a fight. Mumia was in the area as he was driving a cab, as he sometimes did to supplement his income. And he saw the fight happening and was approaching Cook's car. At this time, Faulkner was shot from behind and in the face. He reacted by shooting Mumia in the stomach. Unfortunately, Faulkner died at the scene from the gunshot to his face. As typically.
So he got shot in the back and the face?
Yes.
That sucks.
Yep. Well, yeah.
I mean, death is also not
ideal.
Yeah.
So, other police officers arrived on the scene and arrested Mumia. He was wearing a shoulder holster and had a revolver beside him with 5 spent cartridges. After being treated for his wound, he was taken to police headquarters and charged with first-degree murder of Officer Faulkner. The prosecution had several witnesses who identified the shooter as Mumia. They also had 2 witnesses from the hospital testify to hearing Mumia say, "I shot the motherfucker and I hope the motherfucker dies." Which,
Goodness.
that's a smidgen harsh. So, Anthony Paul, the supervisor of Philadelphia Police Department's Firearms Identification Unit, which, if I had to write that fucking title down every time, I'd be like, shorten it somewhere.
Phew.
He testified that the gun belonged to Mumia, matched... excuse what I just said. He testified that the gun belonging to Mumia matched the bullet fragments taken from the police officer's body. I could have written that way better, but I didn't. The defense presented 9 character witnesses and a witness who said they saw a man running along the street shortly after the shooting, although he didn't see the actual shooting. Mumia nor his brother testified. After 3 hours of deliberation, the jury presented a unanimous guilty verdict. They then unanimously sentenced him to death. But as I said, he's not dead yet. Allegedly. I don't know. Alright, so that's why he's in jail. But I say this at the end. Do you know the last time that Pennsylvania put somebody to death? Well, apparently I don't say that in the end. Maybe I do. I don't know.
I guess it's been a while.
Yes. We were not friends yet.
But we were alive.
We were alive. Colin was alive.
So, like, mid-90s?
1999 was the last time Pennsylvania put
20
anyone
years.
to death. Yep. So, since the sentencing, there have been plenty of appeals, unlike Brody's teddy bear gets. Can you stop that? He, like, chews on it, like, to make it real soggy and then just rips it off. It's gross.
But it sounds like it's hard when he chews on it.
I know. I think he just grinds his teeth. Anyway. In March 1989, the Supreme Court of Pennsylvania rejected a direct appeal of the conviction. And then on June 1st, 1995, Tom Ridge signed Mumia's death warrant. However, the execution was suspended while Mumia pursued state post-conviction review. During this time, new witnesses were called. One was William, quote-unquote, Dales Singletary. And I only included his name because of that.
It's not surprising whatsoever.
Love Brian Logan Dales. Anyway. Okay, so William testified that he saw the shooting and that there was a passenger in William Cook's car who did the shooting. But this testimony contained discrepancies and was not credible, according to the court. 2 other people testified a shooter fled the scene or was sitting on a curb post-shooting. 6 judges in the Supreme Court of Pennsylvania ruled that the issues Mumia brought up were without merit, and the testimony was just not credible. So, that appeal was denied. Tom Ridge then signed a second death warrant on October 13th, 1999. At this time, Mumia started to seek federal habeas corpus review? Habeas?
Habeas corpus?
That. Yep. In 2008, the Supreme Court of Pennsylvania rejected a further request from Mumia for a hearing into claims that trial witnesses... I'm such an idiot. I said trail witnesses. Easy mistake. Trial and trail are
Kind of like steak and steak.
Yeah, wow. Isn't trial IAL and trail is AIL?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So not like steak and steak.
It was STEAK and STAKE. They're the same letters.
The last three are not the same.
It's the same thing.
Anyway. Okay, so trial witnesses perjured themselves claiming Okay, so let me just restart. In 2008, the Supreme Court of Pennsylvania rejected a further request from Mumia for a hearing into claims that trial witnesses perjured themselves in the original trial. And they claimed he waited too long to file. They also rejected his appeal for retrial in 2012. This was reported as his last legal appeal. However, in 2018, Mumia's defense course... I don't even have the word team, course, court, nothing. In 2018, Mumia's defense claimed that one of the Supreme Court justices, Ronald Castile, should have, I think, recused himself from the appeals because of his involvement as Philadelphia District Attorney in the 1989 appeal. Supposedly, a 1990 letter was sent by Castile to Bob Casey, who was our governor at the time, urging him... Bob Casey was our governor in 1990? Wow. Anyway, he urged him to sign execution warrants for those convicted of killing police. However, the Philadelphia District Attorney at the time could not find documents supporting this claim. So they're saying again that Mumia's defense is presenting claims that cannot be proven. In 2001, a federal judge of the United States District Court for the Eastern District of Pennsylvania,
That's
again,
a mouthful.
Way too long.
Copy and paste.
I actually just did U.S. District Court for the Eastern District of PA. Anyway, ruled Mumia didn't have the right to a new trial. However, this judge vacated the death sentence on December 18, 2001, citing irregularities in the penalty phase of the trial. He ordered a new sentencing proceeding to occur within 180 days. In 2005, the Third Circuit Court of Appeals allowed for an appeal on the ruling of the District Court. The three-judge panel upheld the 2001 ruling. In April 2009, the United States Supreme Court refused to hear Mumia's appeal. In January 2010, the Supreme Court ordered the appeals court to reconsider its decision to rescind the death penalty. The same three-judge panel convened and reaffirmed its prior decision to vacate the death sentence. In 2018, a judge in Philadelphia had reinstated appeal rights for Mumia. However, the Philadelphia District Attorney plans to appeal that. So, we may possibly have an update in the future. But as of right now, we're waiting for a new trial. And I did not find one being set just yet. So, I don't know. He claimed, he is sticking to his innocence.
Didn't you say at the beginning of it that his name was originally William Cook?
No, he was Wesley.
Wesley.
His brother
okay.
is William.
I was confused when you got to that part. And
No.
I was like, no.
No, his name was Wesley.
Wesley. Gotcha.
I too would have changed my name. Just kidding to any Wesleys that are listening. Are you out there? Hello? So anyway, it's big.
I feel like I've never heard of that, though.
Neither. I forget where I heard about it. It might have been on the Philip DeFranco show, but I didn't pull that back up. Because I did this at like midnight on Friday night while wanting to sleep. Brody. So, short and sweet and to the point. Any questions, class?
Nope.
Okay, good, because
Like, I don't have any answers.
probably don't. Interested in it, though, so I hope to hear more about it in the future. So that's a wrap. Find us on Instagram at In Reference To Podcast, Twitter at In Reference To.
Send me an email at inreferencetopodcast@gmail.com.
Or find us on Patreon at patreon.com/In Reference To. You can become allegedly a part of Team 10 if you would like. Help support us so that we can move out of apparently my apartment complex that's becoming a drug zone. It's been one night.
It's an opium den.
Jesus. It's just weed that I know of.
That's opium.
Oh, is it?
Is it? No.
When I think of opium, I think of heroin.
Oh.
Ask Google. Okay, Google. Is weed and opium? Did she answer me?
I was already typing.
Oh. I can also edit all of this out so that we don't look like fucking morons.
I'm gonna say no. Because you can't, you can't get addicted to weed, can you?
Debatable.
I feel like it's not gonna kill you though. Unless you get high and like jump off of something. Because it says, knowing the difference between the two is vital for those who are concerned about the drugs themselves.
So you may ask, is THC part of the opiates? Well, the answer is no.
Well, there you go.
So no, you were wrong.
I'm wrong.
Alright. I think that's a wrap. Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The ambient, bone
ASMR.
chewing. That's not soothing.
Could be to some people. You don't know. You find ASMR soothing, I don't.
Yeah, but also whenever they do it, they're like on the microphone, not like 10 feet away.
Well, if you were on your microphone...
That would hurt my ears.
Yes. Precisely. Alright.
Ta-da!